back to the 3x5 Live
podcast.
On this podcast, we jam on mindset, wellness, productivity. Last week, we spoke about the weekly review, the power of the weekly review. We are recording this on a Monday. I had an awesome weekly review yesterday. Jessie was teaching a grad class. I had the kids. I put them outside for a little bit while I did my review.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what do you mean? You put them outside like they're dogs.
Yeah, you know,
in the backyard, just to run around.
Exactly. Go stay busy.
Stop.
So got some responses on that one. People emailing, asking for the link to have the breakdown of the entire process of the weekly review. If you are still interested, shoot me an email, brian@3x5life.com, and I will get that in your hands. Know what I've really been into?
What are you really into?
Knees over toes.
Oh, you have. He started a whole new thing.
Yes.
We got some new equipment delivered.
Well, we're getting more equipment.
Oh, awesome.
So I run a lot. I run ultra marathons, as many people know that listen to this, and my knees are a little questionable. And I'm a little nervous about the longevity of my knees. And there's this guy out there. He's called the Knees Over Toes guy, which is kind of a weird handle. And he has had 7 knee surgeries, and now I
don't know that this is the person we should be taking advice from.
Well, no, and he would wake up in the morning and he'd be like, "Is this a crawl to the bathroom or walk to the bathroom morning?" And he's completely rehabbed his knees where he can dunk a basketball. It's crazy what he's doing, and a lot of it involves pulling a sled backwards. So
Are we getting a sled delivered?
Maybe.
No, stop. You're kidding.
Maybe. So you strap this strap around your waist and you pull, like, you know, the sleds that you see people use at the gyms where they're pushing it, but you actually pull it backwards. And it does a ton of...
No, for real. Are we for real getting a sled?
Maybe. It's on the one I want's on backward right now.
Stop.
So I will be notified when it comes in. So I've gotten really into these exercises, and I'm really excited about like building my strength from my big toe up.
I love it. I think I'm a little nervous about the deliveries coming.
And he works with like 80, 90-year-old men and women to like get them like have stronger legs. I was talking to my father about it. He's in his 70s, you know, about how he should be pulling a sled backwards.
Are you not worried about the fact that your ankles crack like you're 70 or 80 every second? Every time
I'm trying to do something about it.
That'll help. Is this?
I'm hoping so.
Ankles over knees? Is that like? Is there a guy for that?
No, it's no cracking ankles.
Oh, all right.
So today we are going to talk a little about this phrase that I love and that we should create a habit around. And this really comes from teaching our kids. You know, how can we build resiliency in our kids? How can we make them turn obstacles into opportunities? And the phrase is, how can I use this? And when you think about that, whenever you have something bad going on in your life or a situation arises, using the phrase, how can I use this? You know, all of a sudden a health ailment comes up. How can I use this? A relationship ends. How can I use this? And to take it one more extreme, there is a viral video that Jocko Willink put out there. He is a Navy SEAL. He's become very popular in the motivation space. And his phrase is just good. So his direct subordinate would come to him with like an issue when they're out there in the field, and he would say, good. And he kept on doing that. And then the direct subordinate would come to him in the future and be like, hey, you know, that special equipment we need for this operation, it's not going to get here in time. He's like, and I know what you're going to say. And he said, what am I going to say? And he said, you're going to say good. It's kind of like, figure it out. Like there's a reason why it's happening. You're still alive to be able to say the word good, which is super extreme. So then you should be happy about that. So that's like the Navy SEAL level. But working with your kids or whomever or yourself, how can I use this? Just reframes this potential negative connotation, this negative event of like, it embodies power inside you, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds very much like growth mindset and grit and how we establish that, you know, that those phrases. I'm teaching a course right now on resiliency, and that's where I was yesterday when Bryson was teaching a graduate course. And one of the things that we've really unpacked in that class is the idea that when we think about resiliency, it's the idea that when a problem hits, it's our ability to bounce back.
Yeah.
which is exactly what you're explaining right now, right? Like that bounce back effect. But if you look at the true definition of resilience, it's actually, there's a second piece to it, which is that precursor. Like, what are you doing to build yourself up so that when that problem hits, you are able to bounce back? So this piece that you're talking about is that turning that situation or that problem that makes you feel kind of stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And using that as an opportunity to look at, maybe this is like, it's like that idea of like a blessing in disguise. So when this happens, when that thing occurs, that then you're looking at that, okay, so how can you use that? You could use something like, first, take responsibility for it, right? It's your problem. It's nobody else's. Don't expect other people to solve it for you. That resourceful piece, like you are a creative creature. It goes back to that everything is figure outable.
Yeah.
Use the resources as they come up for you, and you creatively create solutions, which then builds that grit muscle and that resiliency muscle. And then that resilient piece where it's a gift to be able to start anew and begin again, right? I talked in my grad class again this weekend about stress, and when stress happens for us, it's when we care about something and it's like something's jeopardizing something that we care about, right? But usually when we're feeling stressed, it's because it's a catalyst to change. And I think with resiliency in situations like this too, things that we look at as a negative coming into our existence or like our orbit is usually an opportunity to kind of like scratch the surface of a new itch and start something new. And I think that's a perfect thing to think about in these situations with resiliency.
Love it. Good work there, little 3 R's. So how can I use this? Next time a problem occurs in your life, reframe it, use a statement. It is so powerful. The words we say to ourselves, we say on this podcast all the time, our inner dialogue is so powerful and impactful to our lives. So how can I use this? We hope you enjoyed the session. Go out there and buy a sled.
No, don't buy a sled.
See you guys.
See ya.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning. Time to